Hey, grade 6. All right, I'm here at DIS in our lovely classroom. Don't you miss it. And I'm here to tell you about conductors and insulators. And we're going to do a short little experiment. All right, the first thing we have right here is an insulator. What does an insulator do? Well, when energy hits an insulator, it blocks it. It doesn't let it go, bounces off of it. So it stops the energy from going through. Now we have a conductor right here. Conductor, the energy goes right through it easily, all right? Yeah, a little bit of energy still goes through. It's not 100% blocking. And yeah, this doesn't let everything go 100%. All right, so if I actually want to make it a little more accurate, I could put a little small amount still going through and a little small amount still getting blocked right here. All right, but an insulator does a much better job of blocking, and a conductor does a much better job of letting it through. And that leads us to what we're going to do today. And so let's come over here to some materials I've collected. And we have on the table some gloves. All right, now I had this question actually before we were even going to do this. I got some new gloves for my birthday present from my girlfriend. And I have some old gloves, the same gloves I've used for many years. They're getting kind of old. They've got some holes in it. I want to know which one's better. All right. And so that's my question. But let's first realize, what does a glove do to your hand? All right. When I put on this glove, all right, does it make my hand warmer? Does it increase the temperature of my hand? Or is it an insulator and does it block the heat from my hand escaping? So let's take a look at this. All right, so here's my glove and I got a thermometer. Right now the thermometer is saying 19.6 degrees Celsius. If I stick that thermometer in here, is it going to warm it up? Let's see what happens. It's actually making the thermometer colder because the glove's a little cold. So why would I wear a glove if it makes it a little colder? That's because it doesn't make you warm. It's not a heater, it's an insulator. The energy, the heat energy that's inside your hand gets blocked by the glove, and it stops the heat from your hand escaping. And it sends the heat back in to your hand. All right? So that's what it does. It will not actually warm up your hand. But let's get back to the original question here. So I've got some different gloves. I've got these really terrible gloves. I think I bought at the Euro shop. I got my brand new gloves. I got another pair of gloves right here. Same brand, just much older, probably 20 or 30 years old. And then over here I've got some mittens that I have, just so I can have 4 for fun. All right, then I got 4 thermometers. They're 5 thermometers actually. I'm going to have one for each glove that I'm going to stick inside of it, and I'm going to have one just to show me what's the temperature outside. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick these thermometers inside the gloves, and then we're going to go outside and take a look at the temperature. Now I also have a stopwatch here that maybe we'll be able to see in the video. How long has it been? And we're going to see what's the temperature each minute. All right, and then you have a spreadsheet that you're going to type the information in. And you can go back and pause this video if needed so that you can take a look at the data, and we're going to find out which one of these is keeping the heat inside, keeping my hand warm, and which one of these gloves is letting the heat from my hand escape out into the air outside. It's a very cold day today, lots of snow outside. So this should be a cool experiment. All right, see you when I get outside. All right, so here we are. This is at second 0. All right, 0 seconds has gone by because we're still inside. And we have the mitten, 17 degrees. We have the old Columbia, 18.4. New Columbia, 16.4. And let's call this Euro Shop, 18.8, and absolutely nothing, 18.1. Now those starting temperatures don't mean much. What we're interested in is how much is it changing. So let's head outside. And as soon as I head out, actually I'll start it now. Let's start the timer. Timer's going and I'm heading out. Let's see how that temperature changes. Okay, I'm walking out into the DIS playground. Let's set this on this nice snowy table right here. All right. Now I can see the timer's going, 26 seconds. Actually, I'm going to turn this so I can... No, I'll leave it right there. All right, it's been a minute. So let's take a look at what all these temperatures say. All right, here's the mitten. Old Columbia. New Columbia. Euro shop. And outside. Ooh, that went down fast. That's why my hands are cold. I don't have any gloves on. All right, let's keep going at 2 minutes. We'll then get right down the next temperature. And feel free to pause this video, go back so you can get those numbers I just showed you. All right, it's coming up to 2 minutes. All right, 2 minutes have gone by. Let's take a look. Mitten, Old Columbia, New Columbia, and Euro shop, and outside. There we go. All right, it's looking fairly similar except for the outside glove. Got no gloves on. That's how my hands feel right now. Keeping a look at this clock. We'll look at 3 minutes and see what it says at 3 minutes. Pause the video if you need to see those times or the temperatures at a slower way. All right, it's been 3 minutes. Let's check it out. There's Mitten. There's Old Columbia. New Columbia. Euro shop. And outside. Okay, we'll continue to let that go down and I'll give you a nice view of the school. There's Miss Bodinas. There's some PYP students playing. Do you miss the school? Let's take a look at our time. 3 minutes, 36 seconds. We got a few more seconds to enjoy the sports hall. You could also fast forward through my video so you don't have to do this. All right, here we go. It's looking close to 4 minutes outside. And there we go, 4 minutes. We've got Mitten, Old Columbia. Oh no, it went off. I got to turn it back on again. I'll come back to Old Columbia. New Columbia, Euro shop, and outside, 1.6 right now. And there's, what was the one that went off? Old Columbia, 14.9. All right, so that's the 4 minute measurement. We got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. All right, so we can see this one has nothing to block the heat from escaping. The heat inside that piece of metal has now all escaped off into the air, and it's nice and cold. These are blocking the heat that's inside that piece of metal of the thermometer from escaping. All right, now a little still will escape because they're going to go down. All right, and looking at the time, there we go, 5 minutes. Here is the Mitten. Here is Old Columbia. These have a timer that automatically go off. There's the New Columbia. There's Euro Shop. And there's the outside temperature, getting even colder. All right. Now, at this point, what do you think would happen if I stayed out here for 1 hour? Would any of these be different? Would they all be the same? Would some of them always be higher? Think about that. What's going to happen to the heat inside the thermometer after an hour? Maybe you can figure that out. Maybe I'll come back and video this later. So we're at 5 minutes. We're only going to do this a couple more minutes. So there we go, 6 minutes. Let's record. These have an automatic off feature, but it comes back instantly. 12.1 for the mitten. 12.3 for the Old Columbia. 12.6 for the New Columbia. 11.5 for Euro Shop. And 0.8 for the outside. I can pause my video. We'll come back at the next time. All right, coming up on the 7-minute mark. And there we go. Let's check it out. Mitten. Old Columbia. New Columbia. Euro Shop. Outside. Slightly changing, perhaps because my hand is getting close. I don't know. All right, I'll pause it for the next minute. And we're back. It's now 8 minutes. Let's take a look at mitten. Old Columbia. New Columbia. Euro Shop glove. And no glove. All right. I'll come back at the next minute mark, which is 9 minutes. And we're back at 9 minutes. Remember, you can pause this video if you need to. Mittens. Old Columbia. New Columbia. Euro Shop. And nothing. All right, I'll pause it for the next. All right, we're coming up on 10 minutes, and at this point, I'm going to say that's the last one we need to record. And here we go. We got mitten, 8.6. Old Columbia, 8.6. New Columbia, 9.3. Euro Shop, 8.3. And outside, 1.1. So you can see the outside temperature. It's kind of going up and down depending on sunlight, depending on if there's a little bit of wind blowing. Hey, there's Miss Harry. Hey, Miss Harry.
Hi.
We're doing a science experiment. All right. So, yeah, these are going up and down. You know what I'm going to do just for fun? I'm going to pause it. I'm going to go inside, get some work done, and then I'm going to come back and we'll see what it is after like 20 minutes or something, all right? So, see you then.